Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Cutting Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
For the lead sheet, I'm asking these rapport building questions, and I'm actually writing down their answers to it.
Yes.
I'm writing down the answers to all the needs questions, okay? Then it comes time to give my presentation on what specifically does my company or business do. And that's when I'm going to use the one sheet.
Exactly.
And so included on this one sheet, and we'll send a copy. We'll send a copy over to all the Thrivers. If you just email us, we'll make it downloadable. You can get that. But what are some of the things that we want to include on this one sheet? We want the benefits supported by facts. We talked about that. What else?
Well, this is what you're going to do to give you a visual. This one sheet, it's going to be one sheet, and we call it a one sheet because the idea, the game here, is that you want to be able to distill all of the benefits of your company on the front and back of this document. It's really exciting. So it's neat because you can explain to somebody quickly what you do on one sheet of paper. So you have all these things you need to have. One is you need to have your benefits. And we're going to email you an example of this. So if you get a hold of our customer service team, we'll get you a template. You can just download a template and you'll be able to have a visual right there. But this is our benefits supported by facts. And you're going to want to have at least 3 to 5 of these, okay? Then you want to have your social proof. So if you've ever been featured on Fox or CNN or ABC, or you've been have any type of like as seen on language, you've been featured in your local newspaper, you've been featured there, you want to put that across the top because it builds credibility. If you have not, watch our Thrive PR episodes and we teach you specifically how you can get featured in the media. You want to do that. The next thing here is you want your name of your company. You have to put the name of your company on there. If you don't put the name, you're not going to have any success there, okay? Also, you need to put your web address because, again, you're going to give this to them. So you get your web address on there. You've got the name of your company on there. You want to put your phone number on there. You want to make sure you get that phone number going because if you don't have the phone number, then people can't call you, right? So you want your web, you want your name of your company, your website address, your phone number, your benefits, your facts, your social proof, okay? Then you want space to write their appointment time. So when the customer finishes meeting with you, they're not going to remember their appointment time. So you want to have a spot in there where you can put the time and date of their actual appointment. You want to make sure you do that. You got to have space to write their appointment time. Now the next thing is you want to have a little intro into your industry. So you want to go kind of an us versus them. And you want to explain quickly 3 to 5 things that makes your company unique versus your competition on this document. Because most people have never booked a DJ before or never had somebody come make their home more energy efficient or they've never cleaned their carpets professionally or whatever the thing is. You have to assume they don't know everything that's out there in the industry. You have to inform them and kind of educate them. Okay? Also, you want to make sure that on this you have your no-brainer offer. So you want to put your big special. Okay? So I'm going to review these with you one more time so that way you have an opportunity to take notes on these, marinate on these. But here we go. The benefits supported by facts have to. A benefit is the problem that you solve for customers supported by a fact. Social proof, that's the as seen on. You want to make sure you have that. The name of the company. Really important that you have the name of your company on there. Your company web address. Your company phone number. A space to write the appointment time. A kind of a competitive analysis between you and your competition. You want to have a no-brainer offer on there. You have to do that, have the no-brainer offer. But as we go back to this lead sheet, I want to make sure we're not missing anything because this lead sheet deal, if you don't have success with your lead sheet, there is no reason to even have a one sheet. So let's go through this lead sheet and let's walk you through this lead sheet. And again, we will email you, Thrivers, an example of this so you guys can dominate. But you're going to want to put your name on there, the name of the person you're talking to. You're going to want to have their phone number. You're going to want to have their email on there. You're going to have 5 rapport building questions. Questions like, so how familiar are you with my company? How'd you guys hear about the trade show? What brings you to town? Whatever. You want to have those 5 rapport building questions. 5 questions to find their needs, which is the gap between where they are and where they want to be. You have to find their problem, otherwise you can't solve it. So as an example, I would say, hey, when was the last time that you guys did an insurance review? Hey, when was the last time you did an energy audit to see how much more efficient your home could be? Hey, when was the last time you looked at your energy bills and thought about how you could reduce those? You have to find a gap between where they are and where they want to be. Now the next is you have to have 3 to 5 benefits. And the benefits must be supported by a fact, okay? So benefits supported by a fact. Then what you have to do is you have to have the appointment setting portion. This is where you actually go and set the appointment. You want to have a spot on your lead sheet to write the date and the time of that appointment, because otherwise you're not going to remember. And I'm telling you, at the peak of doing trade shows, I was able to go to a trade show on my team. We could book 80 appointments to 100 appointments at one trade show. You also want to have a spot on your lead sheet for their hot button. And their hot button is what gets them excited. So if you're talking to a customer and they go, I really like that flavor of cake. Can I have another sample? You go, you want to write that down. Wow, they like this kind of cake. I mean, you want to write down whatever that, if they say, yeah, I really love the Boy Scouts. That's awesome that you were in the Boy Scouts too. So how long, and you connect somehow about Boy Scouts. You want to put that, that's their hot button. Anything that you connect on, you build rapport on, you want to make sure you put that in there. Then you want to go ahead and put on your biggest obstacles. Because if you know going into it what their biggest issues are going into the presentation, you'll be able to close that when you meet them. And then also you want to have a memorable note. You want to have a spot here for a memorable note. And so this is very, very important that you do this, but this is a lead sheet, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Lead sheet's over here, 1 sheet's over here. This is how you do it. This is what works. I'm telling you, make a lead sheet, make a 1 sheet, go through the time, email us at info@thrive15.com, and we'll send you a sample of what a lead sheet and a 1 sheet template should look like so that you're not sitting around guessing. We want to help you have explosive success at your next trade show.
Cool. So we're starting to put together these resources. The next thing is we have to design or basically copy what somebody else at the trade show is doing that looks awesome, their booth. We got to create this booth, okay, this 10 by 10. Some people do a 10 by 20 super booth.
Yeah.
But I got to decide which one's which.
Well, in your booth, you have a lot of things you're going to need, and we're going to fire off this checklist of items. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed. We're going to put the graphics up on the screen, and I want to make sure that you're doing this, okay? So we're adding the graphics one by one right now here for you. One is you have to have a 10 by 10 design. 10 by 10 design, 10 by 20 if you have a big show booth, okay? 10 by 10 is normal, 10 by 20 is oversized. The next is you need 4 bistro tables. You need 4 bistro tables. One that'll go here, one that'll go here, one that'll go here, and one that'll go here in your booth. You've got to have these bistro tables in your booth. You have to have them. Why do you have them? Because they work really, really well. You have to have those bistro tables. The next thing is you're going to want to have, in addition to those bistro tables, you're going to want a scheduling station. So you want somebody in the back of the booth back here that's actually going to work as the scheduler. Now their job is whenever you talk to somebody, the point person talks to somebody, they bring them back into the booth. You talk to somebody and now they want to go ahead and set an appointment. You have to bring them to the scheduling table, and the scheduler is going to get them all scheduled. So that's what you want to do, okay? And that's why you're going to have the scheduling table set up there, all right? So that's how that works. Some of you might be saying, I thought you said 5 people. Well, the point person is 1, salesperson, 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 salesperson. As the day begins to pick up, one of these people can become a scheduler, and that's how you pull that off there. Also, you're going to need here 2 post-up stands. A post-up stand is a nice print item that shows what your company does and what makes you unique. You want those post-up stands right there because when people walk by, they can see signage. We'll put up an example right now on the screen so you can see that, a post-up stand. And if you're looking to buy a post-up stand, the company that I use all the time is postupstand.com. If you don't want to use postupstand.com, you can use somebody else, but it's very, very important that you do that. Also, you're going to need 5 clipboards, okay? You're going to need clipboards. Everyone on your team has to have a clipboard. It has to happen, okay? You're also going to need to have, basically you're going to have 100 lead sheets per person. 100 lead sheets per person, okay? 100 lead sheets per person on your team. And you want to have hundreds of pins, because people walk off with pins all the time. You don't want to be at your trade show without a pin. You have to make sure you do that. You also need your business cards. They need to be present in your booth. You're going, God, this sounds like a lot of stuff. But this is all the stuff you need to do. You also need to have a banner, because when people are walking by, if this is your trussing, you want to have a banner up here that says the name of your company. So it's really important that you have the name of your company right up here on this banner. Very, very important that you do that. Also, you're going to want to have your trussing. Your trussing is going to hold up your display area. You're going to make sure you do that. Laminated flooring. Let me talk. Marshall, do you know a lot about laminated flooring?
It's not something I learned in college, but.
Well, here's the deal. At trade shows, they're going to rent you a 10 by 10 space, and they're not going to put carpet on it. It's going to be like concrete. And then they're going to say, now you have to have some kind of covering. Mm-hmm. What kind of covering do you have? And if you're me and you don't know these things, you go, I don't have one. And they go, well, we can rent it to you for $400. So you want to have your own floor covering. So what you do is you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and they're going to sell you a big tube of wood flooring, laminated flooring that you can roll out. Okay? And you can roll out that flooring, and when it rolls out, it covers the whole floor here. So you want to get that laminated wood flooring. Super cheap. They cut it off by the roll. Very inexpensive, but you're going to need that laminated flooring. You need the 5 humans. 5 humans who want to be there. Don't bring your mom to the booth if mom doesn't want to be there. If mom does want to be there, bring mom. Don't just bring your brother because he's your brother. Bring somebody who wants to be there, someone who's going to have enthusiasm. You need to make sure you do that. Okay, very, very important that you do that. The next thing you want to do is you want to create a video with a compelling video loop. So you got to have a video that's showing up here on this screen. This needs to be a TV screen, and this needs to be a TV screen. And you need to have videos showing what you do. Very important you have a visual that shows what you do. And that's a great way to do it, is have a video that's looping for you. The next thing is you want to create that workstation. And at this workstation, the scheduling workstation, it's not going to be very effective if you can't actually schedule people. So you need a scheduling station. So in that scheduling station, you're going to need a laptop. Somebody says, well, I want an iPod, or, well, that'd be weird. Someone says, I want an iPad. I say, okay. It's whatever's going to help you schedule. The next thing you need there is you need your own Wi-Fi. Because you go to the trade show, and they are going to charge you an arm and a leg and a kidney and part of your brain for that. They're going to say, hey, it's like $150 for internet. And you're like, how is this the only place in the world that doesn't have internet? Well, we do, but for $150 you can have that, and for $450 you can have the floor covering, and now you're up to $600 before you've even got started there, okay? That's the games they play. Then you want to have a scheduling program. You want to have some sort of, Google Calendar, something where you can actually book appointments there. You have to actually schedule appointments there. The next thing is you're going to need to have a booth layout plan, like a blueprint, like this. All right? You need to have a blueprint. In Marshall, let's make sure we send all the Thrivers a blueprint plan. Okay? We're going to get you a downloadable here, and you can email us again at info@thrive15.com to get this blueprint. Also, you're going to have a human rotation schedule. It's very important that everyone knows who's going to be the point person, who's going to start off here, who's going to be here, who's going to be here, who's going to be here. You got to explain to your team, because you might want to rotate, where one person's the point man for half the day, someone's the point man for the other half of the day. But that's what you want to do. You want to make sure they have a schedule for that. Also, lead sheet storage plan. When you have all these lead sheets, where do they go? You have to have a bin set up. Like I put it in this physical wireframe bin. Now also the scheduler, you want to make sure this person has a charger for said computer. I can't tell you how many trade shows I've gone to where we're going, our scheduling computer is now out of gas. We're going to just, don't do that. You want to think through all these things. Marshall, cue up the next one for us.
All right. So you want to be able to schedule all of these different people throughout the day, and you want to have a system. That's the thing that it sounds like you're getting to. You want to have a plan before you even start to actually get through it.
And we've talked to a lot of Thrivers, and I know you do, before we hop into the points. There's so many. That's why we're going to put all these on the screen here, guys, because there's so many items we have to go through step by step by step to get there, okay? But you don't want to forget this stuff. You want to make this into a master checklist, okay? And Marshall, if we can make sure we make this available, I want to give everybody a master checklist so you can bring all this stuff to your next trade show, okay? But this next item is you need to have the no-brainer offer. Your team has to know what that no-brainer offer is. You can't waver in that. You can't waffle in that. You can't go, well, guys, I'm pretty sure we should offer some discounts today. I mean, you have to have an actual official numerical offer, discount, promotion with an expiration date. That has to happen, otherwise it's confusion. So ask yourself right now, what is your no-brainer offer going to be? You have to have that. The next one we have here.
Merit-based pay plan for your team members.
Got to have it typed out. Don't just say, hey guys, if you guys have some success at the show, I'll take care of you. Guys, I was literally in a meeting about, 6 weeks ago with the guy who's sending people to a trade show. And it was a lady, she was sending people to her trade show. And she literally told her staff, now guys, you go to that show and you work hard and I'll reward you. I mean, what does that mean? Nobody was excited at all. Now, I can tell you this. I was helping a lady with a trade show a few months ago for this cosmetic surgery business, and she told the staff, any of you that set an appointment that shows up and schedules with us, we're paying you $50. And people are like, yes, because they know I can set 2 or 3 appointments an hour. But it's very, very important you have that distilled, it's on paper. Back to you.
Okay, then we're talking about policies in the booth. How about a non-sit and don't leave the booth all day policy?
You got to tell your team, guys, we're not going to sit at all during the booth today. We're not going to sit in the booth at all today. We're going to stand the entire time. And we're not going to be leaving the booth. We're not going to be leaving the booth. We're not going to be going out of the booth and coming back to the booth. We got to be in the booth. Got to have that policy.
Okay. Now we talk about the script. We have all the materials. We have all the resources. Now what about the script? The confident script and strategy for booking these appointments.
What you need to do with your team is you're going to need to go ahead and script out, like we mentioned, 5 rapport building questions, 5 needs building questions. You want to have 3 to 5 benefits supported by a fact. You're going to want to close. 5 closing questions to actually close or set an appointment. And then you want to have an actual scripted out how you deal with your objections. So this is going to be your isolating your objections. Very, very important that you actually take the time to script this out. It all has to fit onto an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So again, 5 what? 5 rapport building what? Questions. 5 needs, right? Needs finding questions. 3 benefits supported by facts. 5 closing what? Questions. Isolate the objections. Go ahead and write down what the biggest objections you think the customers are going to have, and let's script that out. You have to do this. If you do it, I promise you'll have success. But if you don't, you're going to have this TV, the trussing, you're going to have a guy dressed up like a Wookiee, and you're not going to sell anything. You have to do this.
Now, what about the guy that says, I just can't schedule today? I'm going through this thing. I don't
have time for it?
I don't have, oh, you don't have time for it.
There's a training I would encourage you to watch called the 6th Day Principle, which is phenomenal because it explains this concept. But you're going to have to carve out the time and block out the time. To make everything we're talking about today, to do it, the first time you do a trade show, I'm giving it to you right now, I believe it will take you about 40 hours to get ready for your first trade show. 40 hours. For your first trade show. If you want to get ready for your first trade show, it's about 40 hours. Now, I wish I had a better answer. Now, the next trade show you go to, once you have all that stuff together, it might take you 10 hours, 5 hours, because you need to spend time training your staff. So what I did when I was building the DJ Connection business and the other companies is I have 5 kids, so I'm not going to stay at work till midnight working on stuff. But what I did is I just set my alarm, weird deal, set my alarm for like 4 a.m. and I work from 4 a.m. to 9 on my trade show booth every day, and then from 9 to 5 in the business. So you're going to have to block out time in order to do this.
Now, when I'm doing that staff training, how much time should be devoted to the strategy of the training, and how much time should be devoted to the actual role playing, what I'm actually saying?
10%.
Okay.
So what you do is you say, hey guys, I want to explain to you our strategy for the booth. This is what our one sheet looks like. Here's our no-brainer offer we're doing. Here's the overall strategy. Here's the script. Let me walk you through it. And then the entirety of the training, the rest of it, the 90% of your training should be spent just on role-playing. 90% on just role-playing. That's how you do it.
Okay. And so 90% role-playing here. Now, if I am a company and I start getting featured in the press, maybe a couple local awards, maybe even some national awards, do I want to bring those to the booth? Is that overkill, or should I be doing that?
No, if you have national awards or booths, what you'll do is if you're sitting here at your booth, and you're here you're standing behind the bistro table, and you have a national award, it's awesome if you can put that award right here on the table. So you're talking to a customer behind this bistro table, and the whole time they're looking at this award, and that will help you sell stuff. I'm just telling you, people make decisions on why to buy for two primary reasons. They want to avoid pain, or they want to experience big gain. So if they're going, wow, your company probably won't screw up, that minimizes the pain when they see those awards, and also maximizes the gain going, wow, this guy's an award-winning cabinet installer. I bet you he's great.
So we're putting all these things together on a checklist. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm creating my own personal checklist for the trade show, and we'll send you guys a copy of the specific things that we've gone over today.
Yep.
If you just email us at info@thrive15.com, we'll make it available.
Yep.
So I have that, and then the next time it takes a shorter amount of time, a shorter amount of time, a shorter amount of time.
Our main man, I'd like to get this notable quotable up on the screen, so I don't want to ruin it here, but Albert Einstein, he talks about where he says the pen is for remembering and the mind is for thinking. The pen is for remembering, the mind is for thinking. So what are we talking about? What we're talking about is you need to have a checklist for the trade show so that you don't forget stuff. The first probably 5 years I did trade shows, I would literally forget, like, oh, where's one of the TVs? I forgot it. Oh, where are the business cards? I forgot it. Hey, did we train this week? Oh, I forgot. You have to have a checklist, and the checklist is what drives you through completion. A checklist for business is what a habit is to a person. What? Let me try again. A checklist for business is like a habit for a person. People with a habit, they don't have to remind themselves to like, hey, make sure that you do this bad habit, because they're used to doing the habit. People who are used to a good habit don't have to remind themselves, hey, make sure I do this. But I will tell you, a checklist reminds you of those things you would have otherwise forgotten. You have to have it.
You might be a troll if you let your closest of kin design your banners.
Yeah, and just an example. There was years ago I did the trade show, and I didn't know what I was doing, and so I was being stupid. But I had a friend of mine who was a musclehead. Like, he's a huge weightlifter, massive, huge. He worked at this place in Tulsa. He's a fitness guy. I mean, we're talking, he was jacked, and he DJ'd for us. And he goes, I've got a dude that could also make the booth for us. He's very good at design. He could help us. And so I don't really know like who this guy is, but he's like, he's a friend of mine. He could help us. And so he welds this apparatus together, and it was the biggest monstrosity of twisted metal, and it was awful. It looked like a dude who had just had fun with a welding kit for the first time was going, oh, look at this, I can weld this to that, look at what I can do with this. And it's just, it was this crazy booth, but we did it because a guy who worked with us had a friend, and we just let him design the booth. It was the craziest thing. It looked like, seriously, like wreckage from Star Wars. It looked like the interior of the Millennium Falcon. Or I guess the exterior of the Millennium Falcon. It was bad.
So, okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. You want to maybe invest some time and some money into making it look good. Make
Make sure it looks good. And if you want to save yourself a lot of trouble, again, email us. We'll send you a booth design. I want to make sure we send the guys, Marshall, an actual booth design. Mm-hmm. We have a little 3D thing we'll send to you. It'll help. I promise you. Use this template. It'll save you some time and money. We're trying to help you here, Thrivers. Help us thrive with you.
Number 9, you might be a troll if you dress like your life apparel mantra is only God can judge me.
This is what happens. There's a guy, we'll call him Smeagol, and he's like, well, only God can judge me. That's why I'm not wearing pants. And you're like, you definitely don't have pants on, and I'm not going to, I don't want to, book you because you don't have any pants on. And they're, well, only God can judge my apparel. Well, we know that's what you think, but you got to put on some pants, man. And I see vendors at the trade show. There was one vendor I saw. This is a true story. This guy, he's at the trade show, and he's got a ponytail, which I'm not opposed to ponytails. If you want to wear a ponytail, you're in the whole Davy Crockett phase of your life right now. That's cool. But he's got the ponytail, got the whole colonist look going on there. And he's got a shirt that is showing, we're talking so much chest hair that if you were to shave it, you could like tape it together into a rug. I mean, it is unbelievable. And he's just like showing the chest hair and the Davy Crockett deal going on. And he's got his hand like in his pants the whole time, like this, where it's like, not just going, not in his pocket, but right in his pants. And the whole trade show is just like, you're sitting there next to this guy and you're going, this is fantastic. But you know in his mind, he's like, well, no one can judge me. You know, you just don't want to be that guy. It's true.
Number 10, you might be a troll if you look tired and bored.
Oh, that's always the good one, where you're going, would you want to book with me? Because so you want to, yeah, what was that? Or, oh yeah, all our packages are great. Sorry, I've been up all night. I mean, no one's gonna buy that stuff. If you're yawning, if you're a yawner, just taser yourself. Get a taser, and get a nice like a police grade taser. Tone it down a little bit, dial it down, and take it. I'm gonna draw you a diagram. If you're the guy who's tired right now and you're at the trade show, if you're watching this right before the trade show, let me show you a diagram. Get a police grade taser. Get a nice one. We're talking police grade. Get this thing. And you want a taser. If this is your thigh, and this is your kneecap area right here, you want a taser right above the kneecap, right on the inner thigh. And trust me, you will cure that problem.
One time, beginning of the trade show. That's
to quote Wyclef Jean, one time.
Okay, there we go. Number 11, you might be a troll if you wait for people to come into your booth.
Yeah, and again, that's the whole deal where you're going, you know, I know people are going to come by and call me because people woke up this morning with a passion and a vision to pay me. You've been watching like way too much motivational stuff and you're just like, I know people, money's attracted to me. I've watched The Secret 7 times. I've watched The Secret. I've watched The Secret of the Secret. I know that if I just think about positive money will come to me. I'm a money magnet. Money will come to me. It will come to me. I don't need to do anything because money is coming to me, except for not now.
You might be a troll if you give people forms to just fill out.
Well, that's one of my favorite ones where you go, now if you'll go ahead and fill out this form, we'll go ahead and have you go ahead and we'll give you a call back. You want to fill out this form? Is that okay? Because we'll just give this form and you fill out the form. And have you seen the form? This is actually a 14-point font. We did that to be a little bigger for you. Here's the form. It's not going to work, man. You can't use the DMV marketing strategy at the trade show. People aren't going to do that stuff.
Number 13, you might be a troll if you leave your booth and spend all day speaking to broken vendors.
Here's one of my favorite booth strategies. This is my favorite one. This is our booth. Here's our booth. Let's imagine this is the booth. This is our booth. Here we go. This is the booth. Here we are. We got this booth. We've probably spent $5,000 making it, designing it, flying our team out to it. We have spent time and money on this booth. Here's their strategy. Oh, hi. Sorry, I was over there. I was actually not in my booth. I'm sorry I was over there. Give me just a second. I'll be there in just a minute. Sorry, I wasn't there. And then at the end of the show, they go, I don't know why I didn't book anything, you know? Because customers are walking into your booth going, is somebody here? Hello? Knock, knock. I mean, it's just weird. Don't do that. Have you ever gone into that deli? In every city, there's a deli where the owner is like, the owner's son works there, and he'll go on break, and he'll take out some crappy piece of cardboard, and he'll write on the counter, on break. Have you seen that before? You seen that move? Where you walk in, and he's got the counter going on right here, and he just writes the sign that says on break. I see vendors do this all the time, and that is the sign. In my mind, that is one of the weakest, most pathetic, terrible, ridiculous things you could ever do. Don't do it.
Number 14 here. 14. 14. You might be a troll if you operate without a unified theme.
Yeah, again, that's if Carl's got the alien theme, you've got the predator theme, Kara has the patriot theme, Amanda's going with this whole like internal sort of like, hey, you know, we're trying to recycle and reduce our carbon footprint theme, and then Jerry's dressed up like Darth Vader. You're going to have a hard time.
Okay. In number 15, you might be a troll if you create an elaborate social media or a complicated technological multi-step plan and then delegate it to the new guy.
This is one of my favorites. Let's see if you can follow me. They'll go, what we're going to do is at the booth, rather than trying to book anybody, what we're going to do is we're going to say, if you'll just take this form and you'll just go online and you'll just tweet us, if you'll go up there to Twitter and you'll just send a tweet, that tweet, if you'll do a hashtag and you'll put the name of our company on that, then what's going to happen is that you're going to be registered for a contest that we're doing on Facebook. Now on Facebook, what we're going to be doing is at the end of the month, we're going to do it based on whoever has the most likes of this photo. It's very, very easy. So you're going, now what I need to sign up on Twitter, hashtag the name of your company, post a photo on Facebook and get the most likes to win. And like, exactly, it's so easy. And you give it to the new guy to execute. Don't do that. Just keep it simple, man. I'm at a trade show. It's overwhelming. Don't give me a lot of stuff I have to do.
All right, so these are the different things that you need to avoid doing. If you don't avoid doing all these 15 things, you might be a trade show troll.
You will be a trade show troll. You're going to be running around going, I don't know why we're not making any money. Why are we not making any money? Because you're a trade show troll.
So the fourth step that we're getting into in creating an effective trade show booth and executing it is produce a profit. Now we're getting into some numbers here in the strategy behind it, but the first thing that we have to do, the first action item for you is you got to know your target audience and only market to them. You got to only market to them. Tell me about this.
All you're going to do, and I'm going to keep it really simple for you here, Thrivers. All you're going to do is you're going to say, who is my target audience? Who are these people? You know, who are my ideal and likely buyers? Who are the people that are most likely to buy my product? Then you say, what are the trade shows that focus on this demographic? And whenever you have a trade show that has the same demographic as your target audience, then you want to be in that trade show. There it is.
There it is. Number 2, action item number 2, you got to know your break-even point. Okay, why is this important? Why do we have to do this?
Well, I had one lady I worked with it's kind of a weird deal because she had asked me to work with her business and I couldn't because I was already working with her competitor. And I was just trying to give her a few tips and just kind of send her on her way because before Thrive, I had to work with people one-on-one and do non-compete agreements. And so this lady, I said, well, what trade shows are you in? And she said, I'm going to be in this show. And I said, well, what's the fee? And she goes, well, it's about $3,000 to be in the show. And I said, well, how much profit do you make per item you sell? And she's like, well, about $4. And I'm going, so you're going to have to sell 700 items just to break even at the show. And she says, that's not possible. I mean, that would be like selling like 200 every hour. And I'm like, how long is the show? It's like a 3.5-hour show. I go, is that possible? No, it's not possible. So for her, it made no sense to go to the trade show because she would have to have sold, an insane number of cookies nonstop for 3.5 hours to pay for the, in this case, it was kind of like a gourmet, like a gourmet pastry item. But she'd have to sell these gourmet pastry items at a huge, it's not possible. So you have to know, 1, does the show meet my demographics, but 2, how many transactions do I need to do to break even?
Okay. Number 3, you have to know your goal achievement point. What is that?
You have to say, how many transactions do I have to do to achieve my goal? So ask yourself, hey, if we go to the show and the show is going to cost me $3,000, how many units do I have to sell to break even? And then you have to say, how many do I have to sell to achieve my goal? And if the number's not reasonable, don't go.
Easy. Number 4, know your key performance indicators per person per hour of the show.
Yeah, at the show, you got to break it down. So if your goal, if you said, hey, our goal, and for the wedding business, I used to do this. I tell the guys, our goal is to get 80 appointments at the show. That is our first goal, 80 solid appointments. And so if you have 5 people, but only 4 of which are selling, each guy needs to set 20 appointments. And in the wedding industry, it's very typical for a show to go from noon to 5. So you say you have 5 hours. So if you're going to go for 5 hours, that's going to equal a total, work with me, a total of what? How many per hour? 4. So they have to do 4 appointments per hour. So I would tell the guys, hey, you need to do 4 appointments per hour. And then to get 4 appointments, how many presentations do they have to do? they're going to have to do at least 8 presentations to book 4. So a guy can't be given a 30-minute presentation. He needs to give like 7-minute presentations. So the whole goal, as we'd say, is we don't do 8 presentations per hour and 4 appointments, and that is what you need to do. We're talking every 5 minutes, buddy, you better be talking to somebody new, You've got to have that kind of sense of urgency, so hour by hour you're fighting for it. If you don't know the score, if you're playing a game and you don't know the score, very few people stick around to see the outcome. You know, like if you're playing and it's like the 4th quarter of a basketball game and your team's down by 2, most people will want to stick around to see who wins. But if you're not keeping score and it's the 4th quarter you think, and your team could be up by 50 or down by 40 and you don't know, and you all go out for ice cream anyway, no one sticks around to keep score. No one sticks around to anticipate the victory. Nobody stays around to care because there's no score being kept. So for your business, you got to know per hour in the booth what the performance needs to be. Each person needs to go, I need 4. And then you ask your team, you say, hey ladies, how many appointments do we have? How have we set? Every hour. Hey Amanda, how many appointments did we set? Hey Carl, how many appointments did we set? Hey John, where are we at? Where are we at the whole day? Where are we at? Where are we at? We keep doing that, and that's how we win.
Step number 5, action item number 5 here. Know what it takes and decide whether you're willing to do that or not before agreeing to actually do the trade show.
Yeah, I would encourage you to look at what we talked about today. This is how you win at a trade show. This is how you win. This works. This is the proven system. It's going to work for you. But you got to decide right now, do I want to do all that stuff? Because there's many clients I've worked with that are in the pharmaceutical business, pharmaceutical sales, cosmetic surgery, bakeries, photography, limo companies, software companies, and some of them look at it and go, yes, if I go to this trade show and I dominate, this could change the game for me, like Chet Holmes was talking about earlier in this training. And some people they look at the numbers and they go, no matter how much we sell, it wouldn't possibly be worth it. So I'm not a homer for being in trade shows just for the sake of being in trade shows, but I can say it can be a very, very fruitful place from which to grow a business and to have a big, just a massive growth and a great way to introduce you to a sea of ideal and likely buyers.
Very cool. Well, let's summarize this back up, okay?
Yep.
So the 4 steps. Number 1, you got to get noticed and break out of the clutter of commerce.
Yep.
Step number 2, book appointments and gather leads.
That's the goal, folks.
Step number 3, don't be a trade show troll.
Don't be a troll.
Okay, and step number 4, produce a profit.
Got to make a profit. Don't go to the show and tell me you got your name out there. Don't tell yourself you got your name out there. Go to the show to make a profit. You want to make a show at the profit so you can keep doing more shows.
There you go.
So just as an example, for Thrive15.com, we do a lot of marketing activities. And for each marketing activity, we look at, is this a profitable or a break-even thing? You don't want to go to something and lose money on it and then do another one and lose money on it and another one and lose money on it. And pretty soon, you're out of money. So you have to make sure that you're always doing things that are profitable. Each thing you're doing should at least be break-even, but preferably you want it to be profitable.
There you go. Clay, thanks so much for sharing this with us.
Can I give you a little boom?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.